Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
To level up.
Okay, girl, let's get started. Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
On today's episode, we'll be talking about the COVID vaccine.
To get vaccinated or not to.
I think everybody has different and controversial opinions about getting vaccinated. And whether it's the safe thing to do. And I know we started off with just one vaccine, but now we have a number of vaccines.
Yeah.
And I like to start off by saying I know nothing in detail about each of these vaccines. All I know is I don't want to get it.
Yeah, I know how you feel. And I feel like a lot of people are either like that I talk to are either for it or not for it. And then like, as you said, I think right now there's Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson. Like, why did you people make a freaking vaccine?
I feel like the whole world is kind of, it's a money thing, right?
It is a money thing.
I feel like it's not even a people saving or what am I saying? Life saving thing. It's more of like who can create the vaccine first and make the most money and then without like the least side effects. And I think they've all had a number of side effects.
Definitely. But I don't know, Raman, if you've noticed that like I talk to like people I know from the States and stuff. They're all vaccinated. Texas is all vaccinated. Chicago's like almost all vaccinated. Everyone in the States, all of our like family members, extended family members that are doctors are all vaccinated. Mm-hmm. So they're all for it. They're all pro like vaccination, obviously. But like here, I'm not hearing it as much until recently. Like I'm hearing like a lot of my friends throughout the country of Canada are scattered for different occupations are now getting vaccinated. Like my brother-in-law yesterday just told me he got vaccinated.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, because he's in the healthcare. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. And he told me like, you know, he just has muscle like pain. And he said that was it. He got the Pfizer one. I personally would lean towards Pfizer just because of their reputation as a pharmaceutical company is very good. I don't know how I feel about the other ones, especially like a soap company like Johnson and Johnson.
I know. I swear Johnson and Johnson's they've had lawsuits and stuff before about their
for sure, their baby stuff, right?
Their baby stuff, like recalls and stuff like that. And the only people, I actually haven't known anybody personally to get the vaccine, but I've seen people's Instagram posts, like when they're in the healthcare profession, and it's like, I got my vaccine. Here's my thing. Here's the skeptical thing about vaccines for me. Not just vaccines, but like any procedure that's new.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this goes for like even any other type of procedures, if something hasn't been around for at least 10 years, I'm going to be really skeptical about it because I think we've seen in medicine a lot that side effects could show up years later.
Heck yeah.
So it's like now we're all fine, we're vaccinated, and then we all start dropping dead 10 years later.
Zombies start coming out.
Yeah, like what is going to happen to our DNA? What's going to happen to our life?
For sure. I completely agree with you. I just feel like there's not enough studies done. We haven't had enough time with the vaccine out or enough people to be tested and have it and see what happens to them. Or even with like different things, like if you have Alzheimer's or you have a different type of disease, like we haven't seen the combination of both being put out there, right? So we don't know what the outcome is.
On other conditions. That's a really good call out there as well. My
biggest thing, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is as females, we want to have kids, and that scares me, you know. Like I've never gotten the flu shot ever in my life. I've just never been pro flu shot because I'm like, I can do natural remedies at home. Lemon ginger shots, you know, keeping your immunity high, staying healthy, hydrated. I've always done that, and luckily I do get sick once a year, but it's not such a bad sick. Like it's like I can recover in 3-4 days once I've like rest my body. It's basically my body telling me you're exhausted, you need to take a break, and you need to sleep and like rest. And that's usually a sign that you're going too hard. So usually I'll just take care of myself. But like I've never believed in getting these extra vaccines and stuff. I've just only the immunization ones in Canada that we've been told
mandatory,
as kids. To travel to India or travel to like, you know, the Caribbean, hepatitis, whatever, we have those. But I've never understood why you need to get the other ones.
Is it just me, or does it feel like everyone got less sick ever since COVID started? And like that just
like, were you people not washing your hands?
Yeah, like I just
like
the whole washing hand things, like, that should be done and, you know, be there right from the beginning, right from the get-go.
If you're not washing your hands, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. I just feel like it's so, because, like, I guess now we're focusing so much on not getting sick that, like, I feel like what you said, you would have a common cold once a year. You know, you get sick, we drink too much, we don't wear enough warm clothes, we go outside, you know, we get sick for various reasons, and it was just never a big deal. Yeah. But now, ever since COVID started, I feel like
I haven't been
no
sick.
One's getting sick. Like, and and it's like, but why? Is it just like, is it in our head? Were we just not taking care of ourselves? Maybe it was like, now that we are hand washing, using hand sanitizers, or I feel like the mental, like,
I think it's a placebo effect.
I don't think it's a placebo, but I do think it helps, right?
Or brings more awareness to our
health. I know people who used to be sick like every month, and now I'm like, so now you never get sick?
We still kind of know those people, but
yeah, but it's weird, right? Because it's like, oh, you used to get sick so much, but now you don't get sick. So I do feel like now it's like people mentally are like, I don't want to get sick, so it's, I don't know. I feel like in some way it is helping them out in those ways.
I think because people are, like, walking more and maybe, like, paying attention to their health. I think you're right. Like, people, why aren't you getting sick now? That's kind of true. But then you also have the opposite effect that if someone has allergies, like, allergy season's upon us. And this is the worst season. Like, Poland, dragweed is out there. It's windy. So you're sneezing, you're coughing. And people assume that when you cough or sneeze, you have COVID now. Yeah. And that's the other
people are
problem.
So scared.
Yeah, like...
Someone needed to, like, cough because of a dry throat in front of me, and I was like, it's okay. You can go get some water. Like, it's fine. I'm not going to think you have COVID. Right? Like, you would not hopefully be here if you did. Yeah. But it's, I mean, the vaccine, I know, like, Joe Biden said that he wants to have, like, half of America oh my god, vaccinated. Oh my god, I cannot speak right now. By at least like the midsummer, right? Okay, so obviously the U.S. population is a lot, and here all the healthcare workers are getting
what's going on?
What is going on? Vaccinated. Yes, there we go. Okay, I am having a moment. A malfunction. Like, just like how the vaccine might just give one to you.
Yeah, so
it's the fear, right? It's the fear.
It's new.
So many people don't have confidence in the vaccine, and that kind of scares me a little because I'm like, okay, you don't yourself trust in the vaccine. Like, I don't even know if Justin Trudeau, from what I've heard, like, I don't even think he's gotten the vaccine yet. I don't think so how can we, like, feel trusted? And this is the thing that scares me the most. So, like we said, that side effects can enter years later. Yeah. Everybody in the frontline or healthcare profession is getting vaccinated. So our police officers, doctors, nurses, ambulances, firefighters, etc. Yeah. What if the vaccine does cause a side effect? Now all our healthcare workers that are supposed to be taking care of us, they're going to be the ones with all the side effects. So I'm like, is that really the smartest thing to do, to give all your, like, keep some doctors, I don't know, away from the vaccine? Because say something happens to all of them, now it's like, what are we going to do? Trust our new generation to be doctors?
Oh, let me tell you. The bank experience I had with the new generation. I totally agree with you. The thing is, I feel like not enough people have enough knowledge on it. And, like, we definitely don't. We're hearing two different things in the media. On news, you have, like, your health coordinator, like, that's talking about one thing. Then you talk to a pharmacist or you talk to a doctor, and everyone's opinion is very different. Mm-hmm. There's no one standard of yes or no. Yeah, it's like, not
this is a good vaccine, and this doesn't cause this many issues or whatever. I feel like there has been some, and you know what? I think it is fair to say everything has side effects. Like, even Tylenol or Advil, like, even basic things that we might take on a daily basis have side effects.
Absolutely.
But it's like, to what degree is the side effect going to happen? That is what scares me, the unknown. If I knew that this was something that was around for even a couple of years and it just was not something that was kind of needed and it was sitting in a lab kind of waiting for this emergency day, I'd be like, okay, cool, it's been around for a couple of years, maybe it's been tested and so forth, but it has not been tested enough, and it's just been like
a year now.
It's only been a year, and I know, like,
They say it has to be like up to a year or 6 to 9 months to see something actually work sometimes in the beginning stages.
So here's the question. If your workplace told you, which I know that you might have to, that you might need to get vaccinated, are you going to get vaccinated? I mean, there might not even be a choice, just like the healthcare workers. They don't have a choice. There might be
mandatory, So I definitely, it's scary. In healthcare, you know, I feel like that might come about, and I don't know what's going to happen. Like, we're on the backside of the healthcare, my organization, and we've been told we're going to most likely be part of second phase to get the vaccine. So the question has been more in my head lately, even more so, because now that I know I might be runner up, I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? And as a young female who wants to have kids, I am terrified because I don't know what's going to happen to that future.
And want to keep your job, because it's like... If that's going to be a breaking point of whether you're going to have to keep your job and continue working, it's like, shit, I do have to get the vaccine now.
Absolutely. So it's really scary. But then recently, my mom has told me something. So I think she knows a doctor. And this doctor's a young female in her 30s as well. And she wants to have kids. So she's done a lot of research on the topic. And so... she was saying, and this is where my outlook really changed, because I've been anti-vaccine this entire time, and then when she said these things, I was like, oh, wait a second, you know what? That's a good point. So what she says she's been seeing is that there are females who have been getting COVID, and it's being passed on to their children, and these children are being born with COVID, which is terrible.
Yeah.
And some of them make it, and some of them don't. And then she said... the vaccine will stay in your bloodstream for 2 weeks. After that, you become immune to it. Like, you're immune to COVID.
Oh, okay. I thought people were still getting COVID after, but I guess not.
No.
Okay.
It depends on which one you're taking as well. Then what happens is you do reproduce. You have a child because you have those anti-properties within your body and your bloodstream and your DNA. What happens is that protects that baby. And that baby will now be prone to not get it either or immune to it. And so that kind of changed my outlook, because she's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So technically, if you don't get it, your child has more of a high risk of getting COVID when you are pregnant. Yeah. And then you're putting your child in harm's danger right away. And that baby's fighting for its life at such a young age. Yeah. You don't get it. You don't get COVID. You have your baby. You're most likely going to have a healthier alternative, but we don't know if that healthy alternative will be for the next 10 years. And that's the part that does fear me. But for right now, in today's day and age, I would rather get it now. Okay. And I would want it because I want to protect my child, right?
Question. Did she confirm whether, if the side effects don't show now and then you have a child and then they grow up, whatever, are there chances that they would have side effects later in life?
No one is saying that's going to happen because they've tested it on eggs. COVID vaccine was tested on a bunch of eggs, and that's how they were able to see how the growth happened and things like that. Yeah. So I feel like no one has said anything about that yet. There's not enough about it.
Like we said, it hasn't been around for even long enough to see.
But if you don't get it, then are you just a sitting duck who can't do anything in the real world anymore?
I wonder if I feel like there are people who are just immune to it, like in their body naturally. Probably. And because everybody's different.
We don't even know. We could have had it and you wouldn't have ever
Honestly,
known.
I think everybody has had COVID at least once, and we just all thought it was like a really
flu.
Bad sickness, like the one where you go to the doctor and you get antibiotics. If the store medications are not working, you probably had COVID.
Probably, and I wouldn't be surprised. So, I don't know. I think it's up to you. Definitely. Yeah. Depending on your lifestyle. Like, if you can stay away from everybody, stay home and be okay with being a homebody for the next 5 years, then sure. But if you're someone who wants to go back when our economy is going to eventually go back by 2022, 2023, as they're saying, where we can start flying again, going to movie theaters again, the vaccination is going to determine whether you can be that person on that plane or not.
I know, it might be like one of those, like an extra card, a card on our like immunization card. Like it might be an extra thing that might be mandatory for us to get. I know. I feel like I don't know about, like, I feel like people might be ready to quit their jobs if they didn't want to take the vaccine.
You can't force anyone.
I feel like if it's mandatory to take the vaccine to travel and go on vacation, everyone's going to be like, okay, I need to take it.
I need a vacation after this. So whatever's going to get me to that 2-week vacation, I'm on board.
I feel like that's the main reason why people are like, I'm going to need to get the vaccine eventually one day or another because I need to go on vacation.
I agree. But what my next question to anyone who's out there that is educated on the topic, and I want to know the answer. What about these new variants?
Yeah.
Is this immune to those new variants?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
Is this just going to be forever growing? Like, now we're going to get this vaccine, then something else is going to come around.
The entire human population in 5 years?
I do feel like some part of, like, my conspiracy theory mindset does obviously believe that this was a way to reduce population across the world. 100%. But at the same time, not so, because I feel like there are actually a lot of other things that are killing more people around the world than this is. This is just kind of like the highlight because it's a global pandemic.
But older population has died off a lot, and that's those baby boomers.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but those are the ones that have been dying the most.
I know, and that's what I feel the worst about, and it's about like the immune system as well, how well you are. It's probably like all the alcohol we grew up drinking. I feel like our bodies might be just more immune to it.
So in other words, just stay healthy, guys. This is a wake-up call to be healthy.
Just stay healthy. And I feel like people in the healthcare profession or frontline workers, they kind of did not have a choice. I would love to like see kind of upcoming results in the next couple of months to see if anybody, you know what they should have?
What?
And you know what? I have no idea because I'm terrible and I haven't really done my research on the vaccine.
I haven't done enough research either.
To be honest, I haven't done enough research on the vaccine is because I'm at a point right now where I'm like not interested in taking it. So maybe when it is time, like when somebody tells me, okay, Raman, like you're gonna need to take the vaccine now, I'll probably be like, okay, let me see what's actually up with this. But what I would be really interested to see was they should have like attract, and you know what, the government probably does because they're the fucking government.
Well, no, don't you know that? Okay, sorry.
Like an online tracker.
They do.
See, I was like, I don't even know. They probably do of everyone who's been vaccinated.
Yeah. So
and like whether they lived or died.
Okay, I don't know about that part. Oh. But the first part, in order to get a vaccination, you get like the email from the government or public health.
Yeah.
And you get assigned a code, and then you have to go on, put that code in, and that's your code for you to say you actually got vaccinated. Because if you think about it, people out there could have got stolen vibes or something.
I feel like there's gonna be like how there's fake IDs, there's going to be fake COVID vaccination confirmations, and when people actually have not. I thought about that too, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, maybe I'll just get a fake one and say I got vaccinated.
I thought about that too, not gonna
I think we all have.
Yeah.
So there is a list. So I'd be interested to see how many people there are that have gotten vaccinated, and out of those people, how many have had healthy.
I don't think they'll expose that.
Yeah, like that's what I would be interested.
Where the fear is going to be put
into
people.
But think about it. Okay, so if like 5,000 people have gotten vaccinated and only like 3 have had side effects, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is a bad thing because majority of the population has. But I think like, I know social media and Instagram and those things focus on the side effects. So when Pfizer, they came out and they were saying that the side effects, I don't know what that condition is called when your face droops on the side.
It was like a paralyzed or something.
Yeah, something paralysis. Yeah. But, you know, that was the focus. It was like, oh my God, the vaccine is causing this. But then when I actually looked into it, it was like 4 people in a population of thousands that got the side effects. So I was like, you know what? That's actually not that bad. So if we had more statistics like that, like X amount of people have been vaccinated, even in Ontario, like by province, that would be very interesting to know. And then out of those people, how many have actually had healthy transitions, like have had no side effects, are now immune to COVID-19, are able to live a healthy, successful life. Yeah. And that would like make us and people feel a lot more confident.
And a lot better.
And then even putting those statistics of like, but this many people had side effects. Yeah. These are the side effects. And I don't know if there were any deaths still that occurred after they got vaccinated. We don't know those things. So that would be really interesting to know. And I feel like that would help people decide as well, like, do I want to get vaccinated or not? Is this 1% risk of a side effect worth it for me to be able to go on vacation and sit on a beach and sip on my mojito?
Will I die the next week?
Will I die the next week, right?
Honestly, I'd be curious to see that. I feel like they're going to be less reluctant to do it just because
it's like what you said, the fear.
Yeah, we're just adding to the fear of people. So on social media yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, Michelle Obama got vaccinated.
Oh no, I didn't.
And she like was telling her community that follows her that Barack and I are getting vaccinated, and you should too. I feel like when we're having more of these celebrities do it, and people in the eye of social media do it, it's bringing a lot more awareness. But how can I relate my life to Michelle Obama, who's probably in her late 40s, had her 2 kids, lived this great life already,
has like the best of the best of the this is like when Donald Trump got COVID and he was like good in 3 days. It's because you are rich, powerful.
How do I know you don't have links to something else?
You have the best medical attention in the world all to you. Like, I feel like he didn't even have COVID. He had COVID. He had 3 days. He was fine, and that's like, what it is. If anything,
did you have a Russian like?
We probably did. Like, I don't know.
What did they give you?
They gave him something, man.
Is there something being held for the rest of us population? Like,
I think so.
Something special for those that like the elite group of society.
I think
like,
so.
It's all these
money
conspiracies.
gets you a lot. I feel
I do.
Like, we're getting the basic free vaccine that our government's gonna give us, and they are probably going to get their like $100,000 vaccine. That's probably gonna make them live forever.
Exactly.
There's way too many movies on this, guys.
It's real. I haven't watched any of them.
Oh my God.
Creeped out.
There's like
I only watched the year of 2020. That's all I watched on Netflix.
My God, remember when people thought the world was going to end in 2012?
Yes.
Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
And like everyone was like, the Mayan calendar.
Okay, but are you hearing about this now? People think the solar system is going to crash in 2025.
No, I have not heard that. But unless it's coming from like SpaceX or something, or you know, like the astronauts or like.
Did you see that video it sent to the group of the universe and how small the Earth was compared to the galaxy?
That was an amazing, crazy trip out, and I do believe that's exactly how the universe looks.
It's
like,
so cool.
It's so infinite, and you know, just like how the Earth was created. You know, like it's anything can happen. We could get hit by an asteroid tomorrow, right?
Exactly.
Obviously, we have the technology now to see if the asteroid is coming, but we still can't move Earth. It's still, if it's gonna hit, it's still gonna hit.
But I think it also shows us that like our Earth is so small, and I feel like that's COVID right now. COVID is so small when you really look at it.
Oh my God! And there's
in
actually
a bigger perspective,
so much more.
Is probably
There's a bigger COVID out there, guys.
Okay, that's not what I'm trying to say, Raman. I'm trying to say that in hindsight, maybe this is just an obstacle we need to overcome, and it's really not that big. It's the highlight of our life because it's taking over our lives right now, our economies, our everything. Our health. It's compromised so much.
But you're right. When we think about it in the long term, it's like, I don't even know if our kids will ever know about it. We'll be like, there was like this 2 years where we had to stay inside and we couldn't go out. And then they'll be like, could you still go to Walmart and the grocery store? And we'll be like, yeah. And then they'll be like, okay, so what really closed? Like, the fact that I can still walk into any, not even store. Okay, Walmart, okay, cool. You're open. Grocery store, okay, fine, cool. They closed all these small businesses, which is like a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get into it, but like they closed all these businesses and all this stuff to prevent the spread.
Exactly.
But I can still walk into KFC and order my burger when there's a drive-thru there. Why?
It doesn't, like Starbucks, same thing.
Why can if I can still walk in while you have a functioning drive-thru available? How are you stopping the spread? How am I on lockdown? People are giving so much shit of like Brampton spread, lockdown, blah blah blah, but everything is still motherfucking open.
I know.
How do you like? I'm sorry.
It doesn't make sense.
So I drove my brother to KFC. This is why I'm using KFC as an example. And he was like, oh, he had a drink, so he wanted me to drive him. I was like, okay, fine. And then I'm like, oh my God, the drive-thru is so long. I don't know why the drive-thru is so long, but he's like, oh no, just park here, I'm gonna go inside. And I'm like, no, we're on lockdown. And he's like, no, you just go in and you stand 2 feet apart. And I'm like, you're telling me I can still go to KFC? Like, what has changed?
Nothing.
So the fact that like those things are not taken seriously enough makes me really question about like the severity of it all. And yeah, like I said, like we're gonna be like our kids, like, yeah, we still basically, yeah, we couldn't go out and sit in restaurants, but in the summer we still went outside and sat on patios. I don't know what you're
talking about. My kids are gonna come out of the womb wearing a mask. Right? So like, I don't know, I'm paranoid.
Put the mask on, put the mask on. Baby masks. They'll have like little infant toddler masks.
I don't think the mask part will ever go away.
I don't think that will go away either. I think I just saw it on like TV. It was like someone having a discussion about when this is all over and say you are vaccinated and will you still wear a mask? And it was like, yeah, because you know what? I feel like it's going to be something that sticks in our subconscious now. Because when you think about it, okay, this is like really bad, but in some areas in Ontario, I'll notice that, say I'm in Brampton and like people are not wearing a mask while driving. Yeah. But in other cities, I'm not going to say which cities specifically, because, you know, some people are like a bit more serious. They're wearing masks while driving as well, like alone in their car. Yeah. And I was like, it wasn't until Tim pointed out to me, he's like, look, that guy's wearing a mask, that guy's wearing a mask, that guy. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that's actually insane. So it is going to basically be something that's going to be on our subconscious. I might even think like, okay, if I'm going to a grocery store, yeah, it's a high traffic place. Yeah, maybe I'll just wear my mask.
I don't think I will ever stop.
I love wearing a mask in stores and everywhere because then I don't have to see people and nobody has to see me. And I don't have to do my face. I don't have to do my face. I'm loving this whole like mask life. Like I just like the fact that like I'm just going. It sucks when I have to put it on top of my makeup.
Yeah, it does.
Times have changed about that, but
no more lipstick.
No more lipstick. I have to like basically if I know I'm going to a grocery store,
there's no point.
Or I'll have to like put on my lipstick after. If I'm going somewhere after. But definitely like I feel like it'll be on our subconscious for sure. Be like, let's just wear a mask
for the next couple of years.
I don't know how like clubbing and those type of things will be.
Girl, don't ever ask me again. Have fun.
I'm not into it. I'm just not into it.
Not after all this.
I'm happy
to think how close we were up in the club with all these random strangers.
Everyone sweat?
Ew.
Oh my God.
Or like when they come whisper or they're talking to you and they're screaming in your face and it's like, I never want to go back to that.
It was just so close. Some of the like the proximity. We all probably got COVID in the club.
Some of the things that you think about now that you used to do, like, were we crazy?
I don't think I'll ever go to a movie theater again.
Never again either.
I don't know why.
Or gym.
Gym either.
It has the most bacteria. Both places.
People are not like obviously.
If you weren't washing your hands, how did we get COVID?
Exactly.
Like, come on, people. Wash your goddamn hands.
And you see it all the time in gyms. Like, people don't clean their machine. And I'm like a big believer in cleaning your machine before you get on and after. But I feel like the before is the most important part because you don't know who's been there before. I don't understand why
people never did that.
I don't understand. And I'll never. And I feel like there are still people that will continue to not do that. So I will never go to a gym again. Laziness. And the movie theater, I don't know, I'm just not into it anymore. I think I'd rather stay at home in bed, watch a movie, and like order the movie comes out. But like, yeah, all the amazing thing is like now these movies are getting released online so much faster, right?
They are, but they're also very expensive. Have you noticed that new Disney movie came out? And I have Disney, but the Disney like premium just to watch the movies $34.99.
Okay, we'll talk about our bootleg life after.
Yeah,
that you can watch other movies on. But yeah, I mean, to get vaccinated or to not get vaccinated, if anyone out there is listening that has gotten vaccinated,
we want to hear.
We want to hear from you. We want to hear if you had any side effects. Do you recommend it? Do you have any information that you can provide to us and our listeners that might be helpful in deciding whether it is a good idea to get vaccinated or not?
Especially if you live in a different country than Canada, we want to also hear what's going on in your country.
Yeah, that would be absolutely amazing to hear. But thank you for listening to our discussion about whether to not or get vaccinated.
Stay safe.
I think right now Alysha would get vaccinated, and right now I would not. Yeah. So that's where we are right now. And if we ever do, we'll definitely keep you guys posted.
For sure.
So thank you for listening to our podcast today. Again, if you have any comments or suggestions, you can email us at ramanandalysha@gmail.com. And if you're not already following us on social media, follow us on Instagram and on our YouTube page at Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
Have a great week.
Stay safe.